Marvel Spider-Man 2 needs to make money. You all know at the end of the day that when it comes to these games, these big companies, these big corporations, all that matters and what's most important is that these games need to sell. Of course, a quality product will increase the possibility of selling really well, and that's what we're hoping that Insomniac is striving towards, releasing a great game so that a lot of people will want to buy it. As it turns out though, the pressure is seriously on. There is a lot of weight now resting on the shoulders of Insomniac Games for Marvel Spider-Man 2 to do incredibly well for Sony as a whole. A Bloomberg article came out that started to raise some concerns for Sony, and well, now all eyes point towards Marvel Spider-Man 2's release later this year in October. And my eyes now point towards you. Want to start learning how to speak a new language within 3 weeks? Well, let's get into today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Babel. If you don't already know what Babel is, well, let me clue you in. Babel is one of the top language learning apps in the entire world. It's got intuitive lessons that are going to help you learn languages through real-life conversations. So I'm Canadian, okay, and our second language here in Canada is French. I did poorly at French in school, okay? I was very bad at it. So Babel's going to be really helpful for me to learn French and, well, be a real Canadian. Babel is scientifically proven to help you start speaking a new language within 3 weeks. So you can see here, it asks you, what language do you speak? Right now, I put American English, and what do I want to learn? I want to learn French. And then it's got all these options of why you'd want to learn this language. For me, I'm just going to click that it's for family and friends. And then it's going to ask you a series of questions so that it can give you the proper classes to help you start learning. So you can see here, you know, it says au revoir, and I gotta guess what that means. And I believe that's goodbye. And I got it right. I'm the best at this. And here's the best part. The folks at Babel are hooking it up. If you head to the link in the description box below, you're gonna get 60% off your subscription. So what are you waiting for? If you want to learn some new languages, now is the time to start. Head to that link in the description box below, and thank you very much to Babel for sponsoring today's video. PlayStation Lifestyle put out an article that went over a little bit of the things that were featured in that Bloomberg article regarding Sony. They mention here in the article that analysts say Insomniac Games developed Marvel Spider-Man 2 must deliver for the PS5 this fall after Sony's Q1 2023 financial performance missed expectations. The group's share price fell to its lowest point in a year after yesterday's presentation. So it sounds like Sony did a presentation of some kind for some of their shareholders, and from what we're reading, from what we can tell, the financial performance of Sony for their Q1 in 2023 is the lowest that it's been in a year, which might not be the greatest news. The article continues on here to mention, as reported by Bloomberg, Sony's stock tumbled as much as 6.7% when market opened in Tokyo today as of August 10th when this article was made. It wasn't just the PlayStation division that slightly missed targets. Sony's movie and sensor business saw significant declines, with the company blaming the former partly on the ongoing Hollywood strikes. And yeah, from what I can tell here based on the Bloomberg article, it looks like even the PlayStation division had missed the mark a little bit. Maybe not as badly as the films did, but still wasn't hitting expectations. Finally, it's mentioned here in a quote, all eyes are now on how Sony can grow PlayStation subscriber numbers and the release of Spider-Man in the fall. A Japan-based analyst, Curt Connors, told Bloomberg that game absolutely has to deliver in order to carry Sony through the holidays and into 2024. And let's just be honest, they're going to deliver. Just like I know you guys are going to deliver on scrolling down and hitting the thumbs up button right now if you're looking forward to Marvel Spider-Man 2. This is very interesting. It's a very tricky situation. You know, I don't know too much about the business side of things and what goes on behind the scenes, the way all these shareholder meetings take place. I'm not sure. I'm not a business analyst, okay? I'm not a financial expert, but what I do know is that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to sell like hotcakes. You know how I know? Well, because recently, Spider-Man Miles Morales and Spider-Man Remastered jumped back into the top 20 sales for video games, and that's years after they had already come out. As of June 2023, we had in the top 20 both Spider-Man Miles Morales coming in at number 9 and Spider-Man PS4, just Marvel Spider-Man, coming in at number 10. This is from a reported period of May 28th through to July 1st. And it makes sense, you know, on May 24th, we had the PlayStation showcase, we had that big gameplay demo for Marvel Spider-Man 2 where they finally started talking about the game after nearly 2 years of absence. And then not too long after that, you know, they gave us some more updates at Summer Game Fest. We got to look at the cover of the game.
Hey guys, it's me Brian, and I think you guys should subscribe to Caboose on YouTube and turn on notifications. He's a really cool guy.
Pre-orders went live shortly after that as well. It's been a pretty steady amount of marketing, so people are already interested. They can't wait to get their hands on this game. And you can also look at things like the pre-order sales for the console covers and the controller. People are going nuts for all things Marvel Spider-Man 2. But hey, if you wanted some more proof about the power of this brand, about this franchise in particular, and Spider-Man as a whole, and having a game being exclusive to the PlayStation, well, as of last year, it was reported that looping in both Spider-Man Miles Morales and Marvel Spider-Man, they have both sold a total of 33 million copies. And that's not even factoring in the last year of sales that could have taken place for both of these games. I mean, we saw, like I said, both of them are popping up in the top 20 sales as of June. So, will Marvel Spider-Man 2 deliver and carry Sony through the rest of the year and then into 2024? I'd say yes. At a $70 price tag, if it were to sell somewhere in the range of 10 million copies by just even the end of the year, which I imagine it'll sell a lot more, that's a sweet $700 million or somewhere in that range for PlayStation and Sony to have in their pockets. And you're probably even asking, well, why am I even talking about all this? And it's because if things are resting on the shoulders of Insomniac Games, if Marvel Spider-Man 2 is incredibly important, well, then it needs to succeed. If it doesn't, then we might not even see a Spider-Man 3. So I'll wrap up by saying that if you see the reviews come out, or if people get their hands on with the game or something like that, if people are singing the high praises of Marvel Spider-Man 2, then make sure you get your hands on it. Make sure you show some support so then we can make sure we get a third game. And with that being said, now I want to kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is gonna sell very, very well? I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.